Karo is one of our product managers from our last cohort that just completed. Thank you again for showing up and wanting to talk to your experiences. So he'll briefly go over what he worked on, his learnings, and he'll also be sticking around after for you to ask questions.
Okay, thank you, Helen. So hey guys, I'm Karo. I think as Helen already said, I was part of the previous cohort, and we developed a cooking app. And I think like part of the motivation of doing that was more just to go through the process. So I think for me, my motivation was, and I think like many of the other questions I'm seeing on the chat was, like, is this for me? Like, do I have the experience? I'm not sure I can do this. So that was me as well. And I think one of the things that I took out of coming out of this was more just going through the process. And what I realized was that like they had, well, first of all, Shifumi and Helen were two amazing people that were always on standby. Every single time I had a question or I was doubtful, we had project mentors. And I think I came out of the program knowing that like it was actually something I could do. And so if anyone has any doubts per se, I didn't have any product management experience. I didn't have any like, I guess, idea as to what I was doing. But what I realized was it was just pretty much a process of just trying to make sure that at each process I'm figuring it out and not being worried about each of the processes. So at least for me, it was more so this is actually, or it was more what I came out getting was that I understood that this was actually a community of people who are actually trying to help me become the person I am and get rid of the fear that's in my head of, oh, what if I fail? Or what if like it doesn't work out? But realizing that like you can actually build something that is reputable. And I think part of the program, what it was really emphasizing was you just being able to do something. And I think one thing I realized was after coming out, I'm like, oh, wow, like I can actually go into an interview, even though I haven't launched a product on the app, I can say, quite frankly, I've built something, I've gone through the process, I have learnings of things I can improve on. And those are things that I feel like recruiters or anybody's looking for you to get, like just that initiative to say, hey, I've actually tried it and I have experience going through that process and knowing exactly what to do to improve in my next step. So I think for me, I didn't launch on the app, but I do have mock-ups. I do have the experience working with a developer. I do have experience working with a designer. I didn't know I could do these things before, but Co.Lab helped me figure that out. And yeah, so I think for me, it was more so, this is a community that allows me to go through the process, get rid of the fears that I had, and actually create something that I never thought I would be able to. So that's kind of a brief background to my experience. If anyone has any questions, you can shoot at me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, that felt really good to hear, first of all. And again, Carl will be sticking around. Feel free to ask him questions about what he worked on, what that experience end to end was like in the chat. And maybe we'll also hop back on for questions at the end of this.
I think Karo has a question. How was your experience post-collab? Can you speak about the networking and support aspect? Have you continued working on your project? So Karo, would you like to answer that?
Yes. So how has your experience been post-collab? I guess the first one in that is it's been exciting. I think like I think from a personal point of view, I took Co.Lab thinking, oh, like I'll just add this to my belt and then I'll do like my MBA. So currently what I'm trying to do is get my MBA done. But now it's like I actually have like a team of people I formed a relationship with that I can say, oh, hey guys, like, do you want to work on this? And I think like just the fact that we were able to build a relationship with each other in terms of just building something. So my designer had just finished from BrainStation. My developer had also just finished from BrainStation, but like in their separate, like different programs. So it was exciting to have all of us like literally trying to figure out what we're doing together. And I guess because our goal was to actually just come up with something and build something, it motivated us to have that experience of saying, oh, you know what, like we can actually do something else. Something I was thinking was building a site that I guess just showcases what we actually built, because then it's kind of hard to just say it without showing it. But the beauty of that is I do have a space I can say, hey guys, do you want to work on this? And I think that's what this program gives you, because I don't know anywhere else where you can find two people that are committed to just working with you and working with your idea. Because they've built something with you before, you have credibility. And I think like that's what this program also does, because it gives you the credibility of actually being able to do something and do it again. And when you do it again, like you have that increased motivation. I guess the next question.
Oh, I just wanted to add a component there, which is at the end of the day, all of our product teams, they have many different motivations. And so for Karo's example, I think that's a great example where yes, the team really came together and now they can work on a lot of different projects afterwards. We do have other teams who are continuing actively right now on working on their products. So Blackmint is one of them. They're constantly going through iterations. Even they were in summer 2020. Right. Or another one is impactnigeria.org. They're a website that's sort of meant to facilitate international donations to Nigerian-based charities that you otherwise wouldn't be able to reach. And they're still actively working on it. In fact, we just saw their group chat flicker up recently because they're meeting actively and stuff like that. So yeah, again, some products, they take it all the way to full launch. We've had other products that are, by the end of demo day, they've launched on Product Hunt, but not much further. We had, from our previous cohort, an actual working Chrome extension as well. So it's just a variety of products there.
Yeah.
So I guess just to add to that, I actually decided not to go further with my project. So that was just my decision. But I think like the rest of the team were super excited to go further. So I was the PM speaking.
Yeah.
I stopped my progress.
And to add to that, sorry, Karo, before you answer the other question, one of the things like Helen and I always say is the experience is what you make of it, right? Some people are looking for those transferable skills. Like, okay, do you know what? I want to build something simple, right? I'm going to build my to-do list app, understand what it means to work with a designer, what it means to work with a developer, use that to interview and then get a job. We do have people who have like large ideas and they want to like build an MVP during Co.Lab, see how it is, and then kind of like iteratively work towards it. So you need to realize that it really depends on what your goal is for the program. Like Karo's looking to do his MBA. Some people are not looking to be a product manager immediately or, be a UX designer immediately. It's more about, what can I learn and how can I be confident? And, whenever I want to make that step, I'm ready to do that. So it's really what you make of it. And yeah, Karo, sorry, you can go ahead and answer the next question if you,
Yeah,
want.
no worries. I guess in the networking aspect and the support aspect, yeah, I think like we had like weekly office hours with Shifumi, and we also had like events. I think there was one with like GitHub and like there was a couple others with like other companies. So that I guess got created spaces where like I could have conversations with other people saying, oh, did you attend this? Did you attend that? And I think like the dev and like the developer I had like usually attended like some of those sessions. So it was a great way for us to talk about different things. It was also a channel to ask people questions in terms of support. Shifumi and Helen were always super available anytime I asked questions. So from a support aspect, like they had my back. My product mentor as well. I remember at some point at the very beginning, like I asked him, like, can you just like give me like a summary of what product management is? And like he actually like had like a slideshow and like he actually like gave me like points of like exactly what I need to focus on, especially just because it was a short 6-week program. And I think one of the things that he allowed me to realize was that like I can take the experience and put it into where I'm working currently and grow from where I currently am into a product manager. So I may not even need to leave my job. And I think like that was just a personal decision of mine. So one thing I'm thinking about too is how can I build a product within the company I'm currently already working on, and grow from there. And so I guess from a networking and support aspect, like, it was a fantastic experience that I had, and yeah, I would recommend it to anyone.